Hello. It is I, the HSR guy, and today something absolutely insane just happened. Yes, this is going to be a very interesting video because for the first time in 6 years, Prydwen, the world's greatest tier list for every single tier list in a gacha game, has added the greatest gacha game in the history of all gacha, Genshin Impact, chat. I actually cannot believe this, except I already knew this was gonna happen, right? Because your streamer knows everything. I feel Prydwen was gonna do this one fine day, and there we do have it over here. We have tier list, character guide, MrPokke build guide, Columbina build guide, all of the latest characters, weapons, upcoming stuff. They even have a rotation builder, chat. Wow, you could build your very own rotations to help with your Genshin Impact performance, which is just really interesting. I think so far this looks a little bit more bare bones. Let's just take a look at the first thing, which is wow, look at the characters, chat. Holy shit, look at Prydwen. Bro, I do wonder if they added a guide for every single unit in the game. Is that tier 1 on Furina? Holy oh, chat. Tier 1. Whoa, tier 0 flints. What's with you? Okay, chat, we'll take a look at tier list afterwards, but I kind of want to see like what the actual guy are looking like. Okay, so we have like level 90 stats all the way to level 100. That is very cool. That is very nice. So we do have every single one of the elemental skills, right? Elemental burst, right? The passive talents, right? Classic Hoyo formula. Idolence, right? That's very cool. That's why is Furina C6 so long, bro? Who is gonna read all that? That's absolutely ridiculous, right? How to get Furina? You poo. How about that, right? Is there a guide for Furina? All right, see that review. Ooh, they even have a review for Furina right now. Generally flexible, as long as you have a sustain, party-wide buffing, consistent hydro application, decent damage ER is low, enables Marikasi Hunter on DPS units for a high crit steroid. So this is like the 4-piece, right? Yeah, it's at a 4-piece set. But you do need a healer, so you can't play her sustainless. Drains the team's HP, which is basically the same point. Damage percentage are irrelevant for lunar and stellar reactions, and wants to cast bursts, requiring extreme amounts of ER. Just get ER. I don't know what's so difficult about this. Short, clear explanation. TLDR, that is very cool. Oh, they even have like a how to play little mechanics and gameplay loop function. Fairly simple, ensuring that she maintains uptime on the skill while ensuring the burst buff is stacked on as high as possible. Paired with her very long duration, this means she basically just uses her ability at the start, though she can split her skill and burst to ensure burst uptime. I see. And a rotation shorter than 20 seconds will cause a skill every... Okay, that's very cool. Support value. Befitting her character arc. Wait, let me zoom this in case you guys can't see. Alright, Furina's time in the spotlight has passed. Oh, she's power crap. Oh, shit, that's right. Chat is gone. Yeah, lunar and stellar reaction do not use damage percent, with the latter not even requiring her hydro application. She faces competition for Mona and Silali for enabling reactions of prior DPS, while her damage sucks ass. I see. So all these many modern DPS do so much damage that when paired with ER requirements, they prefer Furina to use supportive gear instead. Nonetheless, she retained relevance as one of Skirk. But I swear, Skirk is like basically Genshin Impact's aggro, right? So nobody should be playing her at this point. About having a smaller niche as a top pick for Novula team. So Novula is like Jingliu in this game, right? Even for Skirk, it can be difficult to say she's worth pulling despite the improvements due to Skirk's own strong vertical investment. So cost-wise, you shouldn't be pulling for Furina then. Right, she's not a very cost-efficient unit. Nonetheless, her positive attributes remain blah 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 blah. She is just difficult to justify pulling from a meta perspective due to having limited spaces. That is very, very interesting. Other than that, let's see what else do we have over here. We have a build. Okay. Fatness is Furina's best weapon. Oh, that is very, very interesting. Okay, so we don't even want her S1, just get Fatness and everything will be over and done with. Golden Trope and Tenacity of Melee, right? We have the main stat, substat, right? That's very, very cool. We even have the energy regeneration requirements, which is very, very cool. C1, C2, blah, 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 blah. So that's like the review for what the constellations are going to be. Okay, if I can just give a feedback right here, it will be great if Prydwen can do like a little rating. Like 1 to 5, like how valuable the dupes are gonna be for a specific unit, and not just for Genshin, but also for like all of the different gacha games, right? So maybe like for example, Mavvega's C1 or C2, right? Or like Himeko Nova C2, right? Phylon C2. So like getting a little bit of these ratings will help casuals to know if I should be pulling for the constellations, and all that is gonna be done so over there. Statistics, so numbers. Ooh, top weapon is gonna be Fatness, right? 31.6%. Golden Trope with the most used. So all these are like, how often do people use these respective main stats and subsets, right? So ownership, not to be confused by the effectiveness, right? So 60% of all Furina main stats left at C0. We have a couple of C2 merchants, and that is pretty much it. Okay, very, very interesting. Teams and synergies. Furina is not worth running without a sustain. Okay, so Furina is like Evernight then. Alright, she's like a support Evernight where you really want to run her with a, actually not really Evernight, because Evernight can be sustainless. Casteress. She's basically Casteress where you really want to get a high scene or any form of a sustain to make sure that she can keep up with her buffs. So she has major synergies with CeeLo Nen. She has Asco Fear, tier 0.5, that's very cool. Tier 0.5, that's very cool. Okay, I'll take a look at the tier list later on. Skirk. Okay, if Prydwen gives Skirk anything more than tier 0.5, I know they are basically manned by Aircron mains. I see. Nervla is gonna be, I'm guessing, tier 1. Oof. That is very, very unfortunate. Riosde Furina Freeze. That's very cool. Skirk Premium. I see. Lohan Freeze. Navia Lunar Crystallize. Varesa Furina. Well, that is a lot of different teams, right? So with that, that is like one example of how the current UI for Genshin Impact is gonna be looking like on Prydwen. I do want to get to the tier list though, because that sounds very... Okay, wait, actually we should do a more recent corrector, right? Such as... Where is Sandrone, chat? Oh wait, Sandrone is not ice. Wait, where is Sandrone again? Water? Where she is? Wait, where is Sandrone? Am I blind? Oh, okay, there we go. Yo, Sandrone! Alright, let's see that. Ooh, we have like the guide makers over here. Oh, we only have profile and statistics. So the other things are not updated for now. So like the more recent, newer units are not gonna be as in-depth as compared to the older units, right? But everything else in the base kit into the constellations as well as the ability is gonna be pretty much the exact same. So it's still a very much work in progress at the current moment. No review for Sandrone, unfortunately, but we do have a couple of statistics. So these are gonna be owned by the highest ownership, right? With all of the 82% of Sandrone mains left at C0. Okay, it's just not very insightful, right? There's not a lot of like interesting points of discussion. It's literally just what is happening to the current unit right now. So I guess for more like interesting corrector reviews, we could take a look into like the older units, and maybe they'll have like reviews. Oh, tier 0, and there it is, right? Okay, so Columbina does have a review. Wow. Wow, okay. Very cool. Very nice. I am not reading all that. Can we get... Ooh, pool value check. I feel like this is like the most important aspect for the entire review. A lot of new ones. The long short of which is significant if the player is interested in using a lunar DPS, especially T-Bai. If this isn't the case, it tends to be good, but super fluh. As a support to the current lunar reactions, combination of reliable hydro application and blah blah makes her undisputed best option. I see. Additional quality of life like Lunar Bloom when she smoothens out Nefer's rotation, blah 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 blah. I wonder who is like the guy maker that's running all this. It might be Genshin guy. The most prominent example we're pairing up with that. Wait, I just realized, do they have the notes for Odette? That would be super interesting. But very nice. Build is gonna be here. Teams and statistics, right? Very well written. Okay, just real quick, I kind of want to see if they do have themselves Odette. Oh, they do have Odette. Do they have a review right now? Oh no, it's not available. Okay, but we could technically see Odette's kit based on the early access stuff, so that is already gonna be up there. Alright, yo, chat, no more stalling, right? With that out of the way, let's take a look at the first ever Prydwen tier list for Genshin Impact in 3, 2, Genshin tier list 6.7. I'll just take a look at the tier list directly. Then we're going to the changelogs to see what is the justification for the tier list themselves. Wait, actually, let's read this real quick. There is a shit ton of bro. Holy ad. Okay, there's okay. A flexible open world game where you can play any character you want in many types of content. So it's very difficult to make a tier list for Genshin Impact. I see. And even Spiral Abyss lets low-rank characters clear in its maximum difficulty. Okay. The Stygian tier list will be for the elitists. So Stygian is like a... Okay, so they made a separate tier list for like anomaly arbitration. And then Spiral Abyss is like the MOC tier list. Except there is no like pure vision or APOC shadows, right? So that's going to be that. Disclaimer, not all keys are equal. Some based on several mechanics like performance history, blah, 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 blah. But we have rated every single character in Genshin Impact. Several theory crafters. Yo, chat, what if I told you I was one of those theory crafters? Yep. They actually asked me as the HSR guy, yo, what are your thoughts about XYZ characters in Genshin Impact? Right, because they kind of wanted another person's perspective for a more casual standpoint to kind of bring nuance to opinions where people are going to be elitists in Genshin Impact. So you might see some of the Impact over here having been affected by the tourist perspective like MrPokke. Except I'm a fucking liar. I had absolutely nothing to do with this tier list. That was just in fact a joke, right? That was in fact a joke. So, alright, Stygian, every new batch you'll see a very large shift, and then blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we have an overall, okay, and a Stygian tier list. Fearless difficulty. Fearless difficulty is like Stygian 5, right? Because I think Stygian 6 is for like the play mode. So this is Stygian 5. Okay. With that being established. 3, 2. Whoa! Okay, let's take a look at tier 0, right? So for tier 0, we have Flint's, Mavoika, Nefer, and T-Bai all being a C0 caliber. So these are the first tier 0 DPS in Genshin Impact, right? Which means Sanjone is actually a fucking bomb because even a brand new release character can't even make it to tier 0, right? Then for the damage support, we do have ourselves Kalambina, this guy, Kalanker, and a Hyacinth, which is just really interesting. Then pure support sustain, we have Tingyun, right? The Caitlyn, right? We have Baba. Can we remove this ad? Okay, I guess we just can't remove this ad. Into Iansan, La Uma, Nicole, as well as Huanwei. So Genshin Impact literally has 7 different tier 0 supports with 4 damage support and 4 on-field DPS tier 0s for our very first Genshin Impact tier 0 for general content, right? Not for Stygen 7.0, just for general content. So now moving on to tier 0.5. Oh, okay, no spoilers. Mualani Sandrone is in the same tier as Skirk. You're rolling chat. Are you for real? Sandrone is in the same tier as Skirk. So Amy Ryu was right all along then. We should actually have never pulled Skirk. Or rather, we should have never skipped Skirk. Skirk is actually a same caliber of DPS with Sandrone, bro. Skirk is her. We need a okay, so is Skirk actually the same caliber right now? Because if there are two cryo on-field main DPS in the same absolute point, then what seems to be the issue? Oh, next patch. Okay, so basically you need to pull all that then. Alright, you need to pull all that. So I'm guessing Sandrone is gonna be tier 0. Once all that is gonna be coming to play, then Skirk is gonna be staying at a tier 0.5 caliber, right? Varga. I see. Then we have Asgo Vieira as well as Ye Migo, where... Oh, Ye Migo is C1. Okay, but the thing is, Ye Migo C1 is free, right? Yeah, because Genshin has a free constellation. So everybody can get themselves a free Ye Migo. And if we can apply the free argument for Goryo, then I think it's very fair that we can apply the same argument for Genshin Impact, right? So I think C1 Ye Migo is the bare minimum. That being said, I'm guessing the moment Odette comes out, this is gonna go tier 0, this is gonna go tier 0, and I'm guessing Odette is also gonna be a sub DPS, right? So, oh wait, if Odette is gonna be a sub DPS, then Odette is probably tier 0, then Ye Migo is here, Sandrone is here, then... Wait, where is Chi-Chi, guys? I know Chi-Chi is really good. Oh. Okay, Chi is not good. Then we have this Iluga into Monaz. We have Prune as well as Silonan in tier 0.5. So that is gonna be the first ever tier 0.5 on Genshin Impact's overall content, right? So with that being established, let's move on into the mid category at tier 1. Fuck it, tier 1.5 as well. Whoa, that is a shit ton of mid characters. Do be a lot of mid characters. Okay, let's just start off here real quick. So on tier 1, we have C0 Arlecchino. What's this guy's name? The guy? Oh, Kanich. Lohan and Varesa as our first C0 tier 1 units. I feel like this is a little bit unfortunate, especially considering didn't Lohan just come out like a few months ago, and bro is already gone. So Lohan is basically this game's Dihurade, right? Came out in the same version and then like bada boom, bada ding, bada ding. Then we have Albedo Official Furina. Wait, Mavweka is a damage support. Oh, I didn't even know that. Then we do have ourselves Ororon, right? Then we have Hatsune Migu. Furina. Oh, Furina is the same tier as Kazuha. Okay, then we have the C1 Chi-Chi right here, which is very cool. And then tier 1.5 is a shit ton of different characters that I'm not gonna name every single one, which is gonna be Chlorine, this guy. Oh, but well, Garming. I don't think that was Burnett for a second. We have C1 Hu Tao, C1 Klee, Lene, Navia, Navulet. Crazy into the Razor, Venti, Riosley. And then we have tier 1.5's this girl, and all these girls, right? And then we have a lot of different sustains in tier 1. Wait, Cassante is tier 1.5. No way, bro. There is no way, bro, chat. How the f is Cassante tier 1.5, chat? I refuse to believe this. No, I simply refuse to believe this, guys. Right? As a proud E2 Cassante owner, bro, we have been zero cycling every single MOC, bro. Right? So this is just absolute fucking nice. If you don't... You know what? They should honestly just rate Cassante as C2. Because any self-respecting Cassante main would get her C2. Right? So I think this is just absolutely fucking atrocious. Then we do have a C1 Nilo. Wait, is C1 Nilo free? C1 Needle free. Wow, Genshin is Genshin, right? And there's gonna be that Shanghai Fire MC as well as a C0 Zhongli. So that is very, very nice. And then, okay, I think after this 1.5 tier list, it is straight up gonna be the never use them for the rest of your life kind of tier list, right? Okay. Oh my god, chat. What happened to her, guys? Didn't well, so Chaska came out in Netland, right? How is bro in the same tier as Ayaka, bro? Bro, she is like barely 2 years old, bro. She wasn't good to begin with. Okay, so you're saying she's a rock Putin. And nobody should have been Putin for Chaska back in those days. Oh, she's just really bad. Oh, she shreds at C6. She shreds at C6. So the condition to use her is to pull 7 copies of this unit. Bro, what the f are you saying, bro? That's absolutely ridiculous. Then we do have ourselves, ooh, a Raiden Shogun. I like how in Prydwen's Genshin, they literally have Chinese characters in case they are appealing to the CN audience. Lei Shen Jiangjun, as in Ai Shang Lei Shen. Then we do have a C1 Xiao, right? That's gonna be very, very interesting. That's gonna be Traveler, or rather Wanderer, right? Then we do have a couple of these other buckles, right? That's very, very cool. Oh, Yahoda is S. Oh, man. Okay, I guess Yahoda is pretty ass, and all these other units are just all ass. And last but certainly not least. Oof. Yikes. Oh, that is just rough, chat. Oh my god, Baiju is tier 3. Oh, that is just rough, bro. Oh, that is very, very unfortunate. Oh, that is just really... Yao. That is just really, really unfortunate, guys. Is there a tier? Oh, well, there's a tier below tier 3, guys. Holy shit. Damn, they are just dog shit, huh? Even at C1, bro. That is just really, really unfortunate. I wonder who's tier 5. And there it is, alright? And there it is. Okay, luckily for us, there's actually not a single limited 5-star that's in tier 5. Alright, so that is actually super, super cool. Then all these other units, they kinda just, I guess it's not that crazy, but who is actually gonna be concerning themselves with like everybody from tier 2 onwards? Do people actually care? Because I feel like there's just no difference, bro, between tier 3, tier 4, and tier 5. Like they are basically just done. Alright, so I think that's weird. Wait, why does she have a eye? Oh, she's gonna get buffed? Okay, I see. But that is gonna be our you know what, bro? This is a crazy good Twitter screenshot. If only I can remove the fucking ad in the bottom of this corner right here, which I can't remove. And there it is, guys. Okay, I want to screenshot the second page because this is technically the more important page, right? The first one is like for overall, but Stygian Onslaught is the actual tier list that people really give a shit about because Stygian Onslaught is basically the real endgame content for Genshin Impact, right? Let's see what Stygian Onslaught tier list is gonna be able to offer right here. Oh, there isn't one. Yeah, bro, there is no Stygian Onslaught here. Oh my god. So we have to wait for 7.0 then. We have to wait for 7.0. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. That is just unfortunate, chat. Bro, I will love. Okay, I'll be looking forward to this. Bro, I will look forward to this like a fucking God Real update day, bro. The first ever Stygian Onslaught tier list, right? Okay, so let's take a look at that changelog at this point. Finally, we released our Genshin Impact tier list, right? Okay. Stygian is gonna be waiting, right? So a late Stygian 6.7 tier list is not too useful. I think that is completely fair. Okay, on this point, right? If Prydwen can make a 7.0 Stygian tier list, why can't they make Anomaly Arbitration tier list, guys? Because isn't the concept almost the exact same? Like you have a shield environment for this particular version update. There are gonna be different teams that will be doing better in Anomaly Arbitration than other. And HSR has been getting Anomaly Arbitration data for the past 6 months. Alright. So I feel if Prydwen is gonna be making a Stygian onslaught tier list, which at the end of the day is just based on shielding environments, right? It's see which units, right, which teams get the shield, get downways favoritism, they need to sell whichever units, there will be tier 0 in Stygian. So you can just do the exact same thing for HSR's Anomaly Arbitration tier list. I don't even think we need to give a shit about Knight 123. Literally just make it Knight Anomaly King. And that will be a pretty interesting insight. And also, it will be more content for your stream, right? So this will be releasing on the August of 19th, which I believe is literally 10 days away from now. So that will be very, very cool. There's a team's tier list. Bro, Prydwen is putting in more effort for Genshin tier list than HSR tier list, bro. And Prydwen literally started with HSR. Like one of the first 3 games on Prydwen before Counter-Strike and everything, it was literally just HSR, right? So I do believe we need to fire whoever the fuck is in charge of the HSR department. Watch list. All right, thanks to the 7.0 Genshin livestream, right? Mizuki is gonna be getting the Status Swirl reaction, and she's also gonna be getting a free constellation rated as C1. I see. Wait, actually, I have a ponder chat. If you're gonna be able to get free constellations in Prydwen, right? Because this is free constellation in Prydwen, right? Why can't we have free constellation in Goryo, bro? Why the fuck is Archer still E0, bro? Shouldn't we rate Archer at E2 by now? You get what I'm saying? Like, why is DHBD still E0? Okay, I guess DHBD doesn't count because it's only 1 copy, right? But like, we really do have 2 copies of free Archer, right? Because this is not it's a constellation event that you have to choose, right? For free? Isn't this event like time gated? So you will have to play for like, is it what, 8 weeks or 10 weeks for like 1 constellation? It's permanent. Okay, but like how long does it take for like 1 constellation? How long does it take for 1 constellation? 8 weeks. So it takes 6 free constellations a year then, right? It's 6 constellations a year. You can get all standard SC the same way you get RJ free. 4 constellations a year. 4 constellations a year. Huh. Okay, then what about HSR's golden tokens then? Because that's actually permanent, right? You could theoretically permanently get a free E1 Huehue, or a free E1 Rame, or a free E1 Bubbin, or a free E2 Bubbin, or a free E1 Tobes, right? That's gacha. What gacha? Isn't Golden Companion guaranteed? Yeah, you permanently get those units in the free shop. Like, they're always there. Right? You get 3 as a free, by the way. Bob has 3. Bob has 3. This entire time. It's not the same. Okay, you know what? We're not gonna get into this discussion, but I just think it's kind of weird that they have this C1 for Genshin Impact, but Goro doesn't have it. So I'm very, it depends, right? It really genuinely just do be an it depends situation. So it depends if you want to be a fucking T-Bar, right? Okay, Sino and Risley, right? They are gonna be getting status support, so that's gonna be a very cool, very nice. Yai Miko, so she's gonna be going up very soon, and Chi. Exceptional buffs. Sun Drone, I'm guessing the moment 7.0 comes out with Odate, she's gonna be our premier tier 0 DPS. Just like how Caster is. Wait, I also just realized, right, chat? If Sun Drone becomes tier 0, that means Genshin Impact will have 5 different elements as a tier 0 main DPS. Which means that Genshin Impact has no power creep because you have 5 different tier 0 DPS to fuck everyone and their mom's endgame content within Genshin Impact, bro. Right? And that, yeah, bro, 5 different, and they're all of the different elements. So you can literally pick whichever unit you want to play, and they are all pretty much tier 0 DPS. And one of them is a male, bro. Bro, this guy is, wait, is Flynn like the final of Genshin? I guess Flynn is like the final, right? And then once you get E2 Flints, you just 0 cycle the entire game. And then Malvega is like the casterist of Genshin. Oh, not really. Oh, not really. Okay, wait. At this point of the tier list, because I am a absolute Genshin tourist and I have no fucking idea how the meta works, I'm just gonna let chat their discussions about what you guys think about the first ever tier list on Prydwen for Genshin Impact, right? So let me just join this. All right. I too love to LARP. They are all, them being in the same tier as G-Bai is great. Okay, so what is your, like, biggest disagreement with this tier list? Like, if you could change one thing on this tier list, what would be the change? The biggest change. MrPokke, you don't fucking play Genshin, bro. Shut your woo-wah ass mouth. Sit the fuck back down. Let the Genshin mains talk right here, right? I have a hot take. Okay, Amiru, my Genshin guy. Okay, what is your hot take? Right, this guy cleared Stygian Fearless, by the way. I allow Amiru to have his hot take because he did clear Stygian 5. Alright, I believe in 300-ish seconds. So, unless you clear Stygian 5, you are not allowed to have an opinion, right? Okay, can you fucking type any slower, my man? Bro, by the time you're done, Firefly would have gone a second Nova there. Bro. You know what? I'm just gonna put you here. Anyone else have a hot take while we let this? Oh, wait. Okay, bro. MrPokke should be tier 0.5 because unless you do expert combo, she is lower than Finns. Okay, so MrPokke with the expert tech should be in tier 0.5. But Flynn's is like a lot more casual friendly and you can output like similar, if not even more damage than a MrPokke. So like MrPokke is like a quick swap DPS, right? You need to like learn like when to swap and all that kind of, but Flynn's you just like spam the fucking Flynn's is a void hunter, bro. Flynn's is a void hunter, right? You just pull for the Flynn's and then bro just like one shots everything. Like playing Remy out in this game, right? I see. Okay, that is a very, very nice. So that is gonna be take number 1 where MrPokke should be going. Okay, for this timestamp, just title as biggest changes in the tier list, right? Or like tier list takes. Alright. Okay, my thoughts. Okay, let's call this my thoughts. My plus chat's thoughts on this tier list. If you all do with MrPokke is twirl the bike, she might as well be tier 1. And there it is. Alright, do we have any other hot take, chat? Okay, you know what? My Genshin Oiler. Skirk should be tier 0. And when 7.0 comes out, she is gonna be 0.5. G by C0 without weapon is stronger than Flynn's C0 R1. So you're saying that this unit is like D tier 0. And everyone else should just bump down by half a tier because of how broken G-Bai is. So G-Bai is like the only tier 0. Because she's like that strong. There should be like a G-Bai tier. Okay, there should be a G-Bai tier. Okay, so hot take number 2 is that there should be a tier exclusively for G-Bai. Because none of these other units, even at C0S1, can actually compare to a C0S0 G-Bai, right? That is gonna be a very, very nice, right? This shows how, okay, nobody cares about all that for now, right? Because we're gonna be waiting for the live server. Raiden May has 2 big Obas. I see. Where is Akron? That is a very, very... Okay, never mind. Let's see YouTube frog chat. If they add partner target, 3 characters will have Kalambina as theirs. I see. G-Bai and Never are similar. I can't see what you're typing. They require all the 5-star supports. I see. Flynn's is part. My thought is that you have left Flynn's. And okay, you know what? YouTube frogs actually have no idea what's going on in Genshin Impact. That is very, very cool. The thing with MrPokke is that she has insane ceiling the better you get. Is there a gap between an expert MrPokke player and a expert Flynn's player? Like, the theoretical highest possible amount of damage, assuming you know exactly what you're doing for every single team. So if, assuming you use like a MrPokke main versus a Flynn's main, is MrPokke gonna be better than Flint's? Like, assume both players have like complete mastery on both MrPokke and Flint's. Yes. Without doubt, yes. Okay, so MrPokke is like the strongest DPS in terms of like skill ceiling then. So she's like a Yasuo. She's like a mastery 10,000 Yasuo. So the moment you know how to play MrPokke, she is the strongest DPS in the game. I see. Sandroni tier 0 because of shooting abyss. That's very... But it's like minus 70k if you don't know how to play MrPokke. Okay, how difficult is playing MrPokke, chat? What makes MrPokke so difficult, bro? What makes MrPokke so difficult? It's very easy. But it's clearly not easy, bro. Because if it's easy, she wouldn't have the expert tag. Alright? So it's clearly not easy. The combo and the timing, they explain it very well. You need to learn it. You have to play one-handed. Oh, okay. MrPokke review. Ooh. Making mistakes can be extremely punishing. I see. God of War. Okay, this guy is clearly a MrPokke simp. Alright, that's very, very cool. Very, very nice. Very... Oh. On-field MrPokke's gameplay loop can be summarized as follows. Okay. 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 I'm confused. And I'm lost. But that is very, very interesting. Oh, so this is the combo. Okay. 取消一个 取消二 Wow! Wait, did Prydwen elevate their plus 20? Did they hire like CN tier crafter to craft up the Genshin Impact? Bro, I've never seen CN on Prydwen in my life, by the way. On like any of their games. So this is how you know this tier list is accurate, because Prydwen hired the CN Yuanshen Qidong experts to come in and help them with their tier list, right? That is very, very cool. Very, very nice. Wow. Okay, that is just CDCDC. I see. Then we have FDC, CDC, CA, easy combo. Wow, they even have like QCCC, JCCCF. Whoa, they even have like the little key for this thingy. Whoa. I see. I see, that is very, very cool. So this is a twirl, right? So you will jump after twirling. So you will jump twice after twirling. That is very, very cool. And we have an easy combo too. Okay. Am I being a tourist, or like is that the exact same thing, bro? Oh, so that... Okay, bro jumped 3 times. Oh, so instead of jumping twice, he jumped 3 times instead. I see. Bro, can I just attach this to every single one of these things? Like, do the combo for like every single one. But that is a... Advanced... 高级 vape 组合装置 bro. Oh my goodness, 高级 vape. High grade vape combo. Wow. Holy. Wait, so what did you do again? Oh, so you don't twirl with MrPokke? So she's using like the little bite to like do the little bite attack. I see, that is very... Oh, this is old. Oh, this is old combo. Oh my, there's so many combos. Holy shit. Okay, so what is the best combo, guys? Why do you need so many different combos? Can't you just use one combo? Mona Hex? Oh, it doesn't exist. Okay. It depends. Okay, how about this Advanced Overload second example? Oh, wait, actually, Celani Melt, chat. Celani Melt. Oh, Celani Melt. Okay, does this not just look like the exact same thing as easy combo? Is it not the same thing? It's literally just bro twirling and jumping and twirling and jumping, right? Bro outs, and then he spins, and then he jumps, and then he spins, and then he jumps. All right, it's just that now we have the Celali field to deal more damage. Oh, there's a charge cancel. He is dash canceling. You know what? Genshin Impact is too difficult, chat. Right, I think they should lower the skill ceiling for Genshin Impact. Like, how are they gonna call themselves the casual-friendly game when the character is so difficult to play? Alright, if anything, they should add this little button at the top right-hand corner. It says autoplay. So I just press that button and the game just plays by itself for me. And I think that will make life like a lot better for the casual population in Genshin Impact, right? Okay, but with that, I am gonna come into the end of this very huge emergency Prydwen release a Genshin tier list. Oh my goodness, you would not believe what happens next, right? That will be our intro. So let me know what y'all think about our first ever Prydwen Genshin tier list, as well as the fact that we do have Genshin Impact on Prydwen's entire website right now. Chat, before we end off this video, if you could rate this tier list on a scale of 1 to 10, what would be the number? What would be the number right now? A 1 out of 10, a 7 out of 10, a Mr. Peace, 7 out of 10, no joke, 6.7, 8 out of 10. Okay, that's pretty good, guys. Well, that is a pretty good tier list ranking, not even gonna lie. For our first ever tier list, because this is definitely still a work in progress, right? So it's not even done. But for a first ever tier list, it looks at chat's general reaction is that it's pretty good. I'll feel that for a first ever tier list, if your score is like above 7, that's genuinely really good. Because 99% of the time, if you get like a tier list out to the world, it's like 50-50. So a better score will probably be like 5 out of 10 average. Half of them will rate 1 out of 10, and the other half will be like 10 out of 10. Because it's like very disparaging, right? It's a very like stark difference between like supporters and like non-supporters. But like majority of the players that are rating it, or at least chat, is on like 7 to 8 out of 10. I would say this is a pretty good first impression. Looking forward to the Stygian Onslaught tier list. Okay, you know what? Because Prydwen added Genshin to this roster, I am now gonna untourist myself from Genshin Impact and will learn to play Genshin Impact with my Genshin Impact free-to-play account after I'm done with my Pokemon Platinum Nuzlocke. So let me know what y'all think. Well, today is gonna be 7. Join Discord. Use code 4 and have some give myself all the best for your Yaja foods, and I'll see you on the Genshin Impact. Right, thank you.